Compare 2024 Mazda 3 versus 2024 Subaru Impreza. Detailed comparison. 2024 Subaru Impreza, MSRP, $26,795 to $34,795. Engine, regular unleaded H4. Displacement, 2.0 liters/122, 2.5 liters/152. Fuel system, gasoline direct injection. Horsepower, 152 HP at 6,000 RPM. 182 HP at 5,800 RPM. Torque, 145 FTLB at 4,000 RPM, 178 FTLB at 3,700 RPM. Steering, power steering. Drivetrain, all-wheel drive. Transmission, Lineartronic continuously variable link, electronically controlled multi-plate transfer clutch, hill start assist. Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, AWD, system, lock-up torque converter and transmission shift lock. Lineartronic continuously variable link, electronically controlled multi-plate transfer clutch, hill start assist. Subaru symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive, AWD, system, gear position display, lock-up torque converter, 8-speed manual mode W/. Paddle shift controls, SI drive, 2-mode, and transmission shift lock. 2024 Mazda 3, MSRP, $24,950 to $38,900. Engine, regular unleaded i4, intercooled turbo regular unleaded i4. Displacement, 2.5 liters/152. Fuel system, gasoline direct injection. Horsepower, 191 HP at 6,000 RPM, 227 HP at 5,000 RPM. Torque, 186 FTLB at 4,000 RPM, 310 FTLB at 2,000 RPM. Steering, power steering. Drivetrain, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive. Transmission, 6-speed Skyactiv drive automatic Inc., manual shift mode and drive selection switch. 6-speed Skyactiv drive automatic Inc., manual shift mode, drive selection switch and paddle shifters. 6-speed Skyactiv MT manual. Comparison review. Comfort. Passengers in the back seat will be able to stretch out a lot more in the Subaru Impreza than the Mazda 3, due to its greater head and legroom. The Subaru Impreza will be a favorite with taller drivers due to its greater front head and legroom than the Mazda 3. Convenience. The Subaru Impreza requires fewer visits to the gas station than the Mazda 3, making it more convenient to drive. Cost. There are a lot of factors to consider when calculating the overall cost of a vehicle. The main consideration is manufacturer's suggested retail price, MSRP. The Mazda 3 is somewhat more expensive than the Subaru Impreza. Dimensions. The Mazda 3 is about the same width as the Subaru Impreza. When looking at overall length, the Mazda 3 takes up about the same amount of space in your garage as the Subaru Impreza. Handling. The Mazda 3 has about the same turning radius as the Subaru Impreza, allowing equal maneuverability in and out of tight spots. Performance. When it comes to horsepower, the Mazda 3 is somewhat more powerful than the Subaru Impreza. Powertrain. With somewhat higher torque, the engine of the Mazda 3 transmits a bit more power to the wheels than the Subaru Impreza. Utility. In terms of seating, you'll be able to fit the same number of people in both the Mazda 3 and the Subaru Impreza. For 2024, the Mazda 3 receives new trim packages, including a carbon turbo specification, which brings many of the features from the Carbon Edition package to the 2.5 turbo model. Also new is the Select Sport package, which replaces the previous Select package. But the biggest news is the addition of an available 10.25-inch center touchscreen. We found the rotary dial interface of the standard 8.8-inch screen a bit cumbersome, so this is a welcome change. The system comes standard on 2.5 turbo models and adds wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto functionality. The compact car segment has dwindled over the years, but there are still plenty of small hatchback and sedan rivals left for the Mazda 3, including the Honda Civic, Toyota Corolla, Nissan Sentra, Kia Forte and Hyundai Elantra. Check out our test team's expert rating below to help you decide if the Mazda 3 is right for you. This new generation of Impreza hatchback, the sedan is discontinued, doesn't look radically different from its 2017 to 2023 predecessor, but it does feature some key improvements. A new 11.6-inch center touchscreen is standard on most Imprezas, giving this small car some bigness where it counts. A host of advanced driver aids are also standard. Mechanically, the 2024 Impreza drives more smoothly and handles more confidently than before and receives a more powerful engine in the new RS trim level. Overall, we like the new Impreza. But hatchbacks of the roomy Honda Civic, upscale Mazda 3 and value-focused Toyota Corolla are worth checking out as well. Keep reading to see our team's expert rating that evaluates the Impreza's comfort, utility, and more. How does the 3 hatchback drive? Mazda vehicles tend to have pleasing driving dynamics, and that's true of the 3 hatchback. Above average horsepower and acceleration make quick work of merges and on-ramps, while proper feedback from the brake pedal adds to a sense of control during typical driving and confidence during panic stops. The same goes for the steering and handling. Though not thrilling, both are pleasant in the daily grind. At our test track, even the standard 2.5-liter 4-cylinder impressed with an 8.2-second sprint to 60 miles per hour. But the optional turbocharged 2.5-liter engine is a whole new ballgame, whittling the 0 to 60 time way down to 6.1 seconds. It's a refined turbo too, with minimal lag and an abundance of readily available thrust. You don't need to floor it, just a gentle prod of the gas pedal makes quick work of passing or merging. We were able to test the new Impreza RS trim, which exclusively comes with a more powerful engine. Alas, our test car accelerated from 0 to 60 miles per hour in an unremarkable 8.4 seconds. That's slightly off the times we recorded in the Honda Civic and Mazda 3 hatchbacks, and you can expect the other Impreza trims to be even slower. Additionally, the car's continuously variable transmission can be slow to respond when you need a burst of speed. Merging or passing on the highway requires a little more planning. Braking and handling capability are also little behind the class leaders. The Impreza changes direction without excessive body roll on twisty roads, and the steering is light and quick enough to make parking easy. But if you want a hatchback that feels a little sporty, we suggest looking elsewhere. How comfortable is the 3 hatchback? The 3's interior is a generally pleasant place to occupy, with comfortable and supportive front seats that allow for all-day driving. The most prevalent sound is some engine noise during moderate and heavy acceleration, but it doesn't have an annoying drone. In fact, the turbocharged engine makes a rather endearing baritone thrum. Across the lineup, irksome road noise is minimized. Owing to the 3's more driver-focused mission, the ride transmits most bumps and vibrations into the cabin, but the suspension controls these motions in a way that keeps passengers from complaining. When it comes to air conditioning, you can simply set it to auto and forget it. How comfortable is the Impreza? The Impreza hatch is one of the more comfortable vehicles in its class. The front seats are soft and offer decent support. The rear bench is a bit flat but is generally comfortable. Our RS trim test vehicle featured heated front seats. They work well and can be set to automatically turn on when you start the car. We also like the Impreza's ride quality and its general smoothness over bumps. The car is quiet most of the time, though the engine is loud at full throttle. All Impreza hatchbacks feature standard dual-zone automatic climate control. That's great, but we've found the automatic system tends to run warm, though full AC is still plenty cold. The lack of vents for rear passengers is a disappointment. How's the interior? The 3 is a masterclass in simplicity and intuitiveness. The controls are easy to use and find, helping to keep your eyes on the road. We also like the driving position. Everything is within view, and almost all drivers should be able to find a setting that they prefer. What brings the score down? Visibility and the rear seat. The rear window is small, and the rear side pillars create large blind spots. While proper mirror placement helps, backing out of a parking spot requires more awareness and concentration than it should. While we largely praise the front seat experience, the back seat is tight. There's enough headroom, but legroom and shoulder room are below segment average. Plus, you have to duck when getting in or out. How's the interior? The Impreza hatchback has one of the roomiest interiors in its class, offering more headroom and legroom than nearly every other compact hatch. Rear headroom in particular is a standout, so taller passengers shouldn't feel claustrophobic. There's good room up front, too, and drivers shouldn't have any trouble finding a comfortable driving position. It's also easy to get in and out of thanks to short but wide opening doors. We also like the Impreza's low hood and tall windows for visibility. Our test Impreza had the available 11.6-inch vertically mounted infotainment screen. It houses controls for everything from navigation to climate control. The resolution isn't great, and it can wash out if you are wearing polarized sunglasses, but it's large and responsive. That big screen provides plenty of real estate for the rear view camera too.